You know what he liked the most? The most stuffed apartment with a lot of junk.
I really hope your husband is going to watch this.
Because usually he doesn't like any junk. You don't have to change the tile unless it's in a horrible condition.
He's supposed to finish it within 3 months. Now it's the second year.
Scammers, it is everywhere.
We usually don't deal with people who we don't trust.
They're scared of me. I know where they live. I know they're all their bosses by now. So I know the points to buttons to push.
Hello everyone, and today we are here, Anna, Max, and our friend Valerie, who is designer and architect, and we're gonna speak about renovation in Dubai.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
And I think the first question that people usually ask, how much money do you need to start renovation of the property if you want to sell it with a higher ticket?
That's quite complicated question. You cannot answer as simple because the given condition of the properties might be very, very difficult. That's A. B, what we speak of villa or apartment, how many bedrooms that is. So I would like to list 3 types of properties of renovations, and then the budget would be depend on them. First would be the basic and the most popular type, which require minimum input when it comes to fit out and complete renovation as such. So we do not demolish walls, we don't do complicated fit out works. Usually it's enough to refresh walls. We change the flooring and we do some cosmetics, and that would be enough. So this is the first type. Second type is for slightly older properties, which also require the change of the AC. That will top up budget significantly. And the third one would be very specific and special project for the singular famous properties where you have to do something very special and unique. So the budget will be depend on that. But if you ask me for the numbers, for the first type, the basic one, if we speak of, let's say, 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I think 2-bedroom is reasonable, right?
I would say the starting price would be 200,000 dirham. Other ones I would prefer not to say because it's very much dependent on the given condition.
So basically, if you have a 2-bedroom apartment and 200K, you can do the renovation and your apartment will be different from others on the market.
It will definitely be different, and it will be definitely something that you would come and would say, yes, I want to live there. But again, that's up to architects to do it nicely. It's not about the budget, it's about talent of the people who do it.
So 200,000 for 2-bedroom apartment. But what is the minimum for 2-bedroom and what is the maximum for 2-bedroom? Let's say if we took the example of 2-bedroom apartment.
Again, given condition, if let's say we don't have to change kitchen and we can get away with a just simple wrapping, that also can give you a big visual change.
Okay, I have 100,000 dirhams. I just bought a property. I want to refresh it. Of course. I represent all the sellers I work with, right?
And it's not super old, right? It's like...
Okay, we have an average
5,
apartment, 10 years old.
10.
Yeah, I just bought 2-bedroom and I have an extra 100K. I just, my agent managed to negotiate it for me with the previous seller. I saved a bit. I want to put it into renovation. What can I do for this money? Is it possible to do
within
anything?
that 170, approximately 75 would go for the furniture, curtains, decor. So we're speaking of 15,000 left for actual renovation.
The furniture, just the renovation. I want to keep it unfurnished, but I want to have the apartment
that's
nicely
easy
done.
to do.
Yeah. What can we do within this much?
Speak of numbers. I can reveal the costs, right? So the most common tips and must-have first would be definitely flooring. Without removing existing tile, you can place SPC flooring that would look just like wooden. And for 2-bedroom, the cost would be around 15,000.
Okay, just to change the floor. Okay.
just to place the SPC flooring on top of the
SPC
existing.
is?
SPC is artificial. It's not.
So the floor which looks like a wooden, but it's not
Yes,
really wooden.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Which is popular not because of its cost, but also because of the climate that we live in. And especially, we all remember the flood that was 2 years ago, right? That damaged a lot of things. And the humidity, 4 months in a year, damage the wooden floor here. So actually, it's a smart decision to do, just to use SPC for that reason.
Okay, wooden floor, and what else?
Wooden floor, then we obviously gonna repaint and refresh walls and ceiling, right? That's another 15,000.
Okay.
Give it or take.
We still have 85 left.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's more than enough. So if you want to change the kitchen, that would be another 40. If you don't want to change kitchen and you want to wrap it, that would be another 10 to wrap it. Depend on the size of the kitchen. Again, it could be 30% more or less. What else?
Bathrooms? Can we change bathrooms for this budget?
We can. If we want to remove the tiling completely and renew everything existing there, we're speaking of around 20,000 per bathroom. However, if the condition is good, and this is a very, very common thing I do in my projects, if the vanity is in a very good condition, the tile itself is good, you don't need to change it, because the removal, the waste itself also cost money to dispose it, plus the works on tile. So it's quite big money. So you can keep the existing tile, you just refresh it, and most of the times the tiling in the bathroom just go up to 120 level, and the rest is just the painted. So what I do, I place mosaic on top of it. I'll make different mirrors with a backlight and do simple decoration, and it's already look like a different bathroom. So the answer is, you don't have to change the tile unless it's in a horrible condition.
So we can change the floor, we can change the kitchen, you can do magic in the bathrooms, still within this 100K.
You can do magic everywhere.
You're the best. And we still left about 20-25K, yeah?
Not really, because you calculated one bathroom, but usually it's either 2 or 3.
Okay, so we are done with the budget.
Yes, we're done.
Which is still cool. And within this renovation, what do you think, in your experience, does it actually help to increase the price of selling of the property or rental price? I know you are not a real estate agent, but what have you seen with the existing clients?
It definitely upscale your apartment 100%. The question is, what is your appetite when it comes to a margin, right? If you definitely gonna cover your expenses for renovation, but the margin might be different. And again, it depends on the duration of how long it's been out there for sale after you renovate it. So all that depends, effect on your margin, right? If we speak of 2-bedroom, sometimes the margin can go up to over $1 million. Sometimes it's 300,000, something in between that
But
range.
I think 20-30% more or less, it's an average price, right? That you can increase.
In good case. But as I said, renovation, the success of renovation for the most part depends not on us as architects, but on you guys as the real estate agent who actually can find that pearl, that very valuable property that you can flip and sell for much expensive.
So project, location and developer plays a huge role in the renovation success as well, right? But also there are some buildings in Dubai Marina which I would never think can be sold as high after renovation. So people, I think, are tired of old buildings in Dubai looking exactly the same, right, as well as apartments inside. And with renovation, you can attract more buyers because you can never change location, right?
You definitely can never change location, and you can never change the view and the neighbors. If we speak of Marina, it's still very unpredictable area for my understanding. because the buildings there are so different from one another. Sometimes you walk in and that smell greets you right there at the lobby that you just don't want to proceed even to go further. Sometimes it is very good building. However, it still keeps its popularity as for the holiday homes, for the tourism, right? So it's more chances to sell it faster, but the quality of the most of the buildings, you know yourself, are quite sad.
Okay, and talking about the figures, you said like margin is about 20-30% in a good case, all right? Can you give us any examples from the fields? Like, let's say, how much property costs, how much the seller owner spent on the renovation, and how much he finally sold it for? Just something.
That question I should address to you.
I didn't work with you yet. So.
Okay, for example, one property was purchased for 3.2 and sold for 4.1 before even being listed. That's a quite unique case. When even before we placed the final decoration, agents showed someone the process, and they're like, we like it, we're taking it. But this is a very, very, very rare case.
In high demand, yeah. Actually, I'm currently working with a few properties which is under renovation, and the buyers keep coming and just seeing the renders, and they already started placing an offer. So it's off the market, but it shows the high demand from the buyers.
That's one way to do it.
3.2, that was the cost. 4.1 was the selling price. How much was invested and how much time you spent on it? What was the cycle?
So this is I do magic. I'm very, very, very strict with timing, and that's my superpower. 6 weeks is what I aim usually.
What's your bedroom? You can show my face.
I usually aim 6 weeks. Why I say aim? Because there is something might come for major coming.
Let's be honest.
Happens, yeah. Yes. So it's about that time. And price for 2-bedroom, it's around 200 with the furniture.
With the furniture, 200K.
And with the kitchen.
So that was the type of renovation we discussed earlier. Just the flooring, bathrooms, etc.
Partially bathrooms. Flooring, new kitchen, and decoration and wall adjustments, let's call it that way.
Okay.
Moldings, wall panels, stuff like that. So it's not just simple repainting.
And the furniture itself, does it help selling actually?
Yes,
does
it does.
Does it add any value?
100% it does. I can give you a personal example of my sad life story. Now my family were looking for new property to live in, and we have seen 20 different places so far. And my husband, obviously, he doesn't have enough imagination or brain to see the possibility, right? So when he comes to the empty walls, it always looks smaller when it's empty. It's just given for everyone. And when there is no furniture, there is no feeling. So you don't really understand what you can do with that. When I go, of course, I see all the possible options, what I can do with that. But the regular person, they don't. And again, back to my personal experience, you know what he liked the most? The most stuffed apartment with a lot of junk.
I really hope your husband is going to watch this.
Because usually he doesn't like any junked and cluttered properties, as well as our shoes not being put.
After that, he said you have to
maintain
throw away all your stuff. Anyway, so it was stuff with the personal belongings. But you know why he was so interested and keen on it? Because he's seen the type of the furniture that he liked, which I hate, that this English shabby chic thing. And also there was a playing room for the boy about the same age as ours, and it just gave him a feeling of the family, right? Yeah. So comparing to other empty, cold properties, he saw the feeling of the family. And what we do often in our projects in the master bedroom, we place this tray on the bed, and we put a cup of tea and pot and something.
You create that feeling like someone already coming to his own apartment.
Yes.
All right.
And so let's say we come as the couple there, and we see that, and I say, Max, I can see us in this bedroom. I'm gonna bring you that coffee in the bed every day, please. Let's get it. It's so nice. This is the feeling that we're talking about. This is what actually sells. It's very little percentage that can actually see possibilities in empty walls.
No, it's true. I had viewings yesterday. We've been seeing villas in Dubai Hills, 5-bedroom, around 6,000 square foot. And an empty one, people just can't understand how to play with the space, what to do, what to put in there. And they said, oh, it seems a little bit small. I said, come, I'll show you the upgraded one, the furniture, to give you the feeling of how you can place the furniture and do the design inside. And they really loved it,
Yeah.
And some of the properties we've seen were even smaller than the first one, unfurnished, but it gave them the feeling of possibility to fit in, and all those small touches and details, they do play a role. I'm still wondering why in Dubai we don't really do the staging, right? When we place the furniture inside to show the people how it's going to look, because unfortunately sellers, they don't understand that it can increase the value. So you rent the
100%.
furniture, right? You work with designer, you put it the way that people just want to bring their suitcases and they don't want to waste time on anything else.
That's a good point. The projects that I do, what it requires is just as you said, the bring suitcase and your toothpaste,
Just
brush,
turnkey,
just completely
yeah.
turnkey. But you also mentioned staging. I always make joke, sorry guys, nothing personal, of the Dubai real estates, that they're lazy in a way. If you compare to American real estate, they are so creative when it comes to selling their property. Not only they do staging, if it needs some small touch-ups, they will do renovations themselves just to sell it. Because think of it, we're speaking of $3 million property, and that small renovation will cost you $10,000. What is it and you can even top it up on your selling price, right? Nobody will notice that small difference, but that will be the final decision maker for the client, right? But agents in Dubai are so busy, and truly they are. They just don't have time, and demand is such they don't have to bother that much.
But it's not only up to the agent, because when agent doesn't have an exclusive property, there is no point for you to spend money on this property. And it's completely different market from US. And of course, if you work closer with the seller, you can advise. But I can tell you that 99% of the sellers, they don't want to do it. They don't even want to leave AC and Diva on in their property for 25 million dirhams, 45 million dirhams.
So that would be my question to you. Why is that? Is it because the demand is high, and you don't have to do extra in order to sell it, or why? Or it's just the maturity of the market itself? Because in the same America, they even bake bread just to give that family feeling,
smell, yeah.
right?
We've seen this series, yeah.
No, I think it's maturity of the market.
Of course, market is not mature yet. It's still fresh comparing to US market or any other market. And like, if you could still sell your property without doing anything, or you could just put an extra effort, yeah, why to bother? Exactly. Yeah, and the market is totally different. So I think this
But you
is the
think
answer.
it would have been cheaper to do the staging than to do renovation?
No, 100% no.
No. So it's pretty much the same amount of money. If you don't change anything, you put the furniture and do the design, let's say.
Again, given a condition of the property, if it's a good condition, the fit out works, it's not the major cost. The major cost would be furniture, but you cannot rent furniture. You cannot buy and return it back like a suit for the short photo shoot, No, but couch and all this bulky stuff, you cannot move around. It's just crazy. answering your question, it's about the same price. So that's why staging probably is not. But if you have 10 similar units, for example, or you exclusive seller for new build somewhere, yes, it definitely will worth it. As you said, you can just show that apartment that you're selling, and then you bring to staged one to show the possibility.
And that's what most of developers do. They
Oh,
build
they
the
have
show
it, yeah,
units, they stage it, you come in, you feel yourself as a home, and then you just choose.
And then you buy, you get the key, you come in and there is no furniture. Then you have to do it all again, but at least you know what to put and how to decorate it, right?
Or you buy a sea view, you come 2 years later, you buy a plan, and there is a new building. Or the bridge.
It's Dubai, baby. We can build any island.
You can't complain about it here, no, no chance. It's part of the life, part of the market. But coming back to the figures, you said 3.2 was the purchase price, guy just put 200,000 on top, you sold at 4.1. But does anyone, like everyone, makes money on the renovation? Have you had any cases where renovation was done, but it didn't add any value to the property? And the seller couldn't resell it and couldn't make any extra on it?
There is a few things that might affect on it. First, the duration of sale, that will decrease your margin. Second, there might be other units similar to yours appear meanwhile in the same building that will compete with you, that will also affect on your selling price. You will just have to bring it down, or again wait a longer time. So the ideal time frame within you have to sell apartment in order not to lose money but make money is the 6 month. If you're not able to turn around the whole thing, including fit out, within 6 months, your margin will be either not very appealing or close to zero. Or again, the quality of fit out will be such the people come and say, listen, I like this apartment because it has a unique view, for example. I would like to buy this apartment, but the quality, or it's too personalized, for example, because the fit out, the flipping apartments or any property has to suit any character. So people come there and they say, I like it, I like the view, I like the location, all given demands of mine. It meets all my expectations, but the quality is poor. I have to demolish everything.
So there are many factors involved, of course.
So many factors.
But talking personal experience, if you take your last 10 projects, how many of those sellers, they made money on the resale?
It's hard to say. I don't follow them till the sale. If I was, I would not be sitting here.
But you get some feedbacks from them, right?
I would say, in average, probably 2 out of 10 definitely will be shaky.
And what was the reason of that? Like, what was done in the wrong way? The wrong
Competitors, and the market of that area. That would be the main reasons why.
Competitors meaning the same properties or similar properties in the area?
Yeah.
It has been renovated, yeah. I think if you take one area and there is already major company which does renovation, it's very difficult to squeeze in.
Yeah, so that's another tip for those who wants to flip. There is such a thing as the cycle of life of fit out, interior, you name it. So it takes 10 years, approximately 10 years after the building was launched, for the materials, for the furniture to get to the shape and condition when it's not very much doable and pleasant to sell. It is 10 years. And even if you live in your building long enough, you will see this correlation that after 10 years, you will see banging starts everywhere, one after another. It's very, very noticeable if you actually pay attention to those stuff. So the trick is to find that stressed property that already reached that 10 year where you can buy it for cheaper because of the condition, where there is no other renovated within this building or the area close by, but yet other ones hasn't started or flipped it before you. So that would be definitely the very successful flipping project.
So you have to be the first in the building, which is old, and you have to be the one who started the renovation in that building,
Yes.
right? So then you compete only with the standard property, which is
Yes.
older. And when you have a buyer,
Exactly.
he basically compares your upgraded unit, which is obviously much nicer, and the only standard ones.
Yes.
Then you sell it more expensive, and everyone repeats the same,
Yes.
start doing
And if you
renovation
have
in your
enough
building.
capital, you do more than one.
Or you buy a villa, because, you know, if there is community of 600 villas, you can easily start it as well, and even to compete with each other. But, you know, sometimes you check online and there are only 2-3 renovated properties, not as much. But of course, it's required a bigger budget to do so. But for the apartments, I agree. Either you start first, right, in the building, or you do it multiple, like you do it half floor, or you buy fewer apartments there to kind of be the one in the first one.
The villas are the most appealing margin-wise, from my understanding, but usually investors are a little bit cautious and afraid to go that direction because there is a lot of hidden imperfections, if we can say that you might face during renovation or just to renovate it. AC, again, flawed, MAP, a lot of engineering stuff that will add up a lot to your renovation cost. But the difference in between selling price in villa, of course, much interesting than in apartments.
And of course, it's if it's the company who doesn't change everything and gives you the warranty, it's more appealing to the buyers, because, you know, sometimes buyers are afraid of renovated properties as they don't know what has been changed.
What warranty we're talking about in Dubai?
MAP, at least from some contractors, at least for the job you've done, at least for something that you changed. Furniture, any kitchen appliances, anything you buy will give you
That,
warranty.
yes.
And inside, it depends what you've done. You know, some of my sellers, they do give warranty for MEP in case of any leakage, in case of any technical issues. And it gives more peace mind, right,
Yes.
to the buyer itself. But
Yes.
sometimes they just do facade. You think it looks amazing.
Yes.
And then once you moved in, the
Yes.
problems start.
Yeah, but also in apartments, a lot of those works are covered by the building management, where in villa, owner have to face all these things themselves, and usually they neglect it. So by that 10 years, the problems are just accumulating. It's left somewhere there unseen, and then it's gonna be revealed after leaving there. So it is more tricky. So I guess to answer your question, it has to be a trusted fit-out company to inspect it and to fix it before they sell.
So by your experience, what do you renovate more often, villas or apartments?
Apartments, definitely. There is more out there in the market that you can flip, and there is a more budget friendly for investors, and
Entry ticket is lower, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so many people can afford it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
How often renovation goes over the budget? Let's say you're telling me, okay, Anna, I'll renovate your apartment for 200,000, but in the end, I'll end up paying 300,000. Do you see it quite often? Depends on
I see it often, but I don't see it often with my project. Why? Because I'm very precise with inspection, B, with quoting beforehand all the contractors, so that there is no, we recalculate and we came up with a new price. So that is no. Everyone who works with me, they know that they cannot come to me with updated price. I'll just say no. And you have to do it in order, because you're there not to make a beautiful picture. You're there to build a right business model, and you stand for it in the front of your investor. This is very important. This is a business we're talking about. This is not just a hobby of sort, right?
Yeah, it's like a business model that can affect the whole process of selling.
Exactly. And then why you have all this headache if in the end it become unprofitable? But yes, the price might change of some force majeure. For example, I just finished one flipping project. It's been out for a couple of months on sale. And of course, agents don't go there every day for viewings. So I assume they haven't gone there for a week or something. It was holidays. And one day we come and the whole master bathroom is just down on the floor. The ceiling is down on the floor, the leakage and everything. So the water tank of the toilet from the apartment upstairs was leaking for weeks. So now we have to change the whole bathroom, the wooden floor, and all the doors got expanded. That's a big cost that you never cannot predict.
What a luck. But if it's not just a lucky case, then what normally leads to the over budgeting? Like I hear that a lot from different clients dealing with different contractors that, they gave me certain quotes, 2 or 3 months later, it got increased almost twice, and now I'm changing the contractor, etc. Is it just a poor inspection, or this is the way some people work? Like, what's the reason?
This is definitely the way people work in here. The labor in Dubai is shite, and it can affect on timing. But with experience, you A, have trusted contractors, B, you have experience to predict and see the red flags before they appear. So my personal okay-ish 2 weeks of delay, because things might happen, the delivery with the home center, I don't know why, they keep delivering to Shoba Heartland to the project that I handled 3 years ago. But all my deliveries till, not all, every third of my delivery till this day go to Shoba. I don't know, I understand why. And they use the outsourced delivery team, right? So I cannot schedule it next day and it will put me 2 weeks later.
And where was the project?
Dubai Creek.
It was in Dubai Creek, but the furniture was delivered to
the last one.
Shoba.
Before it was Tilal Al Ghaf again, they delivered to Shoba. I'm telling you, it's something magic's there. And there is a lot of things like this that you cannot predict in Dubai. And we can laugh about it. And I spoke to my friend designer another day, and we're seriously thinking to do a stand-up show where we will speak of all the fuck-ups on the site. I think it will be
funny. We can also join you and speak about fuck-ups in real estate, deals and everything. Okay, and speaking of contractors or the people you are dealing with, do you have your own team, or you involve people from different companies to help you with the project?
I do have my own team, but that would be the site engineer that take care of site in order to make sure everything is right. And I do a lot myself, inspection myself. But the workers, it's outsourced as a third-party companies, but it is the same ones that I'm usually working with. However, sometimes clients insist on their own contractors. I cannot say no, because at the end of the day, I get paid to do my job. My job is not to tell client what they want to do, right? I can accept their contractor, but I have to warn that I'm not responsible for the quality that they deliver. Sometimes they can just simply run away and not finish their job. At least somehow I can assure that mine will deliver in the quality that I expect.
Yeah, I think it makes sense, right? If you know the team, you know how people work, then you can be responsible for the result.
I know where they live. I can blackmail them. I can do a lot of things.
I know where you live.
That's true. They're scared of me. I know where they live. I know they're all their bosses by now. So I know the buttons to push.
Most of sellers, when they come and they are new to the market, they bought a property, they want to renovate it. They need to understand the difference, whom they need to approach and what is the right way, where they're going to get a better result and whom do they need to work with. This difference is unknown, it's not clear to them.
What I would do if I was absolutely newbie, and I would try to find somebody through the word of mouth that is the most trusted. If not, I would probably go to a fit-out company because it's just safe. because you see that it's a legitimate company and they at least will not run away. If we speak of crazy situations and cases, yes.
So I still don't see any difference in
There is no
in the
difference.
technical
You're trying
process.
to get the
Same,
answer out of
right?
me. Same.
But you're better.
I'm always better.
But when you work with designer, right, they do manage your project from A to Z. You can always call, right? Valeria is always
This is
there.
the difference I'm trying to understand. Okay, guys, I have a property, yeah? I approached you and the fit-out company. What's different for me? I don't know. I have no clue. Okay, it's more personal approach with you. Is it more efficient, faster, quicker, and for certain reasons? Or maybe it's better with you for what reasons? Like what? I have no clue. Just tell me.
What if there was a real case? You would get a BOQ from me and from her. You will compare prices first, right?
Okay, price is equal then.
Then you will just
But what about
fall
design?
for personality.
So it's about service we're talking, right? The service provided. Okay, that's.
You're just simply comfortable with let's say, me or
I
not.
assume fit-out company has much more clients rather than the private designer,
but
so
you
you
don't
get
have that
personal approach, etc.
You don't have that personal approach.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
All right.
But again, people are different.
Some people don't need personal approach.
Yeah, exactly.
They just want standard, or
Exactly.
they can come to you and say, Max, please do the same what you did for another apartment. Exactly the same copy paste. I don't care, right?
Simply, my neighbor has done that with that people. Just give me the same.
Just copy and paste.
Why not?
Okay.
Also workable.
And if we talk about permissions, how easy it is to get the permission, and do you include them in the 6-week period that you told about earlier, or
That
it's
was
a
impressive.
separate?
6 weeks is really quick.
Or it depends on developer or your connection.
It depends on my state of mind. It is, again, will depend a lot of the scope of work that we're doing. Let's say if we're doing that standard first type of 200 6-week type, that we can get away with a minor permission that takes up to week 10 days to get a paper, that we don't change any layout, we don't change walls, anything. So we can have just a minor permission, 10 days minimum paperwork, just the license, sometimes fit-out company license. Sometimes even that is not required. It very depends on the developer and the building itself, because even within developer, requests can be different. With a minor, you can do all of that. And it's for free, again, because you do need to keep in mind that permissions sometimes cost money. If you go for major with a renovation, we're speaking of 10-15,000 K plus for the approvals. Then there might be some MAP drawing and consultant fee that on top you have to pay for that. And that can be, again, 10 plus.
What was your longest period of time to get the permission, to get an approval?
For the basic or for the...
For any type of work, I don't know, maybe something major, just to understand the timeline. Let's put it this way, the quickest and the longest one.
I wouldn't say that it was something obscene for months and months. The first one that comes to my mind is the Abu Dhabi project that we did, beauty salon. We couldn't get NOC because as-built drawings of the developer and municipality was different for one very simple thing, the opening of the front door. It was the beachfront ground level unit. So in building, it was opening inside, in the municipality outside, and they would not just communicate.
Can you not just change the door the right way as per municipality?
Who is the right way? Who is the right way, right? So, and it took 2 months to put them together and say, guys, make up your mind. One door, we're losing money here.
And how long time did it take?
I said 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
2 months.
But there was another case that was the most nerve-consuming for me personally. I love Miras. Miras, it was at that time when they were merging with the Dubai Holdings, and so it was complete mess with all the developments, paperwork, who does what. So I started to do that simple fit-out furnishing job in that apartment. But what they did, I don't know what they were thinking back then. So there was a standard kitchen with the open units where you place the appliances, right? So in the place where you're supposed to put the dishwasher, behind that, along that wall, there was a gas pipe of the general line for the whole building of 150. So you can place your dishwasher there, but it will stick out for, and plus there was some fittings on top, so it will stick out for 20 centimeters, like this much. So a beautiful kitchen and then dishwasher in the middle of the kitchen. I was like, guys, what you were thinking? I had to disconnect the whole building from the gas, cut it off. It was very funny to watch them how they do it, but that's a different podcast.
It's a stand-up.
It's a stand-up. But it took me 6 months to get that approval. 6 months. Because nobody knew what to do with that. And in the end, I was so freaking... F-ups in Dubai is not rare. But that big of a scale, that absurd one, yes, that's a rare case. But they often happen. I would say every second day in my life.
No, but I mean, those are manageable, right? There is major stuff.
Manageable.
Manageable.
One slap on the face.
And I think it's one of our favorite subjects, scammers in Dubai. Do you have any scammers in your field? You know, like contractors who took money and ran away, or anything else that people should be aware of?
Scammers, it is everywhere, and there is another reason why people are afraid to do A, flipping, B, renovation itself. So I would different than those. Flipping is I would not call them scammers. I would just call them incompetent, because the flipping is probably a very popular word now in real estate, and everyone thinks that it's the golden niche where you can make money. However, nobody really knows how to do it, what are the appropriate budgets for that, and what are the actual property to do flip on. So it is very important when you get involved with that, let's say real estate. Usually it would be real estate, because for them their part ends for the most part when they sell you that apartment, because they already made money.
It depends.
If you're lucky, they will share the margin with you, but they already are happy with their money that they made on sale. So you just have to study the previous cases to show to check the actual how much they spent, how much they bought and then sell for, and only after that you can get involved with that person. Because as I always say, 90% of the success is the real estate choice, not my work. My work I can do easy. That's predictable part. The finding the right property, that's the tricky one. And when it comes to scammers as such, for the fit out, it is very common that the companies got bankrupt, they just take money, they run away, or simply how they do it here, they come, they try to do work, they don't deliver, and they say,
Madam,
please
forgive me.
They don't say forgive me, they say it's not possible. That's another common phrase. It's not possible. I say, come on, I'll show you what's possible. And then they just disappear. They understand that it is possible, but they A, don't know how to do it, and B, they're not going to be bothered to do it. And funny enough, they will be happy with just advance money. They will not come for the balance money. They already, that 50, 30%, whatever, they already think that they made money. So yes, it is very important to go with a trusted one.
The most common cases what I've seen on the market is that's what you said, people just take the deposits, prepayments, and they run away, or they make an inspection. I think the most common one, when they come, they check the property, they give you a quotation. In a few months, they come back with the price which is twice higher than the previous one, because they find something. something they didn't expect.
Yeah.
Or they just delay. I think the biggest pain of this market is the delays. Like one of my clients, he's renovating villa now. He's supposed to finish it within 3 months. Now it's the second year. Yeah.
But sometimes clients can be, I'm not speaking of yours, sometimes clients like, oh, today I want 5-bedroom. You know, I changed my mind. I want to put my wife in a separate room, 6 bedrooms. So that sometimes 2 years can become 5 years.
But can you define any red flags when you appoint a certain contractor? What do you
Red
need to pay
flags, they
attention
say
to?
yes to everything.
Okay, that's number one.
But my job is to predict, to see that red flags, and as I mentioned before, make this very, very precise BOQ, and you get the quotations from different contractors. Even I have a few, and I quote them to get the better price. But if you have a very precise BOQ and they come on the site, they inspect everything, you put it down in writing, then you minimize that risk. But that's my job.
How to avoid, I mean, okay, that's your job. You're supervising that stuff. But choosing you and some other people on the market, let's say until now the seller doesn't know you, and he's choosing between some 2 or 3 people, what
That's
he
his
needs to
loss.
pay attention to. That's it. That's biggest loss. The contact details will be below. So
The biggest mistake is try to do everything yourself.
okay.
Really. It's proven many times in many projects of mine. Hire a specialist. At the end of the day, the fee of the specialist will be covered with the cost of mistakes that you will do later on doing everything by yourself. A, on the stage of choosing property. B, then on the stage of inspecting the condition of the property.
You're talking about seller's mistake now, right?
Yes. I mean, no, buyer's mistake.
Buyers who become a seller, yeah, in the future.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, let's say I bought the property, yeah, let's just take an example. I got it for a right price. Now I need to renovate it. I don't know you yet. I'm just looking between 2 or 3 specialists on the market, and I'm making sort of interview with them. How shall I understand that the person I'm talking to is the correct and the right person for this job? What do I need to pay attention to? What is the red flag?
I was speaking of architects.
Yeah.
Experience. You just question, and if person give you that general answers, that would be either incompetent or experience or the scammer.
What questions needs to be asked? Let's say,
have you done similar? I don't know what exactly we're talking about. What are the costs, and what are those red flags that you think we should go together and pay attention and look at?
And I think also period of renovation, right? Some people might say, I'm going to do it in a month, or 2 months or 3 months without even knowing the process of the developer of getting all permissions, So
ask the process.
Ask the process.
Okay, the finished portfolio I think makes sense. That's true, yeah, what they've done before or not.
Yeah.
But this is the main struggle, like what I hear from my clients. They come to the market, they work with one person, with another, with the third. All of them, they were talking quite well, and they finished a couple of projects. But somehow it turned to be not okay. So that's how I get my questions. What do you need to ask? What sort of details you need to pay attention to make sure that the person you're going to work with is going to be all right for the
There's
job?
no such a question that can secure you 100%.
Since you're in the field, certain small details as the professional, like the seller would not even think about it, but you know them. What you need to pay attention
That's
to?
what I said. Red flags. You question me. What are the red flags? What are the weak points of the whole process that I should know about? Where are those moments where that can cause the delay, the increase of price? Tell me. And again, if I'm being honest, that will build a trust in between us, right? I'll, for example, you question me, I say, this is where things can go wrong. I have experience when things went wrong with me, and this is how I deal with that. So you build trust that I'm transparent. I'm sharing my experience, even bad experience. Everyone has a bad experience, but you can see that I manage to deal with that. That will build trust.
Right. So if the person is always saying yes to anything and his timeline is very short and he's agreed to everything just to start the stuff.
Definitely. That,
Right.
So I think it's referral also and the word of mouth as well, right? And we usually don't deal with people who we don't trust. So for me personally, I have to see the project in order to recommend this person to my client.
Just look at it as the seller's perspective. Let's say I have someone and I got 2-3 recommendations. How should I pick the right one?
Yeah.
Just this way.
Word of mouth. It was, I have a client now, and I asked her, how do you know about me? She said, someone recommend you. I said, but who recommend you? I don't know. If anybody say anything good about any specialist, I just put down in my phone in case I ever need it. So I have Designer Dubai. I don't even know your name. I said, okay, good enough for me.
Yeah, at least she wrote it down. Yeah.
So what's the craziest renovation you ever seen or you ever done in Dubai?
I know that you know a good case.
No. I do have one, but I'm not gonna say.
Renovations are always typical, so skip that one.
Did you have any seller who was insisting on something? I don't know, to have a bathtub, which is not necessary, let's say, in the apartment, because a lot of people these days taking a shower, or not to do the kitchen properly. I don't know, anything that or bed.
I had a client that wanted to do a safe locks almost in every cupboard. I was like, that must be a very dodgy place. I don't know what it is. Yes.
Are the natural materials actually so important, or we can use something to substitute it, as you mentioned in the beginning for the flooring, for example? Does it really make a difference for getting the bigger margin?
It is just like expensive clothing. You go for quality, right? If you choose for yourself. However, if we're speaking of flipping or furnishing for the further renting out, there's absolutely no need for such expensive materials, because it's also very hard to maintain them right. But even within artificial materials, there is a very big range for artificial that looks artificial and artificial that looks just like natural. So you don't have to go for natural most of the time. It's about the quality and the quality of work when you apply them.
And do people feel any difference? Like when they come into the apartment, can they realize, is it real,
If
natural?
that a good quality artificial one, most of the time they will not.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay, what was the most expensive ones you've done?
I hope the one yet to come.
We want to thank you so much for coming here today and for exploring this new field and trend, of renovation in Dubai. And I hope a lot of people will find their answers and the right architect for them as well.
Thank you so much. It was a fun experience for me. And thank you for profound and professional questions as well.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Valeria's contact details will be below. See you.
Hello everyone, and today we are going to discuss.
Читаем текст перед началом.
Нет, подожди.
Вы же продаете это как пятничный подкаст?
Нет, ну вот
Среда.
в пятницу просто.
У нас как придется.
Короче, экспромт. Как
Да.
идет? Давай.
Okay. Hello everyone. Today we have a beautiful lady here with us, Valeria, who is designer, architect, and just a very beautiful woman, and my friend. Тебе понравился экспромт?
Ребят.
У нас не получилось, потому что Муслима я хрюкаю, когда смеюсь, блядь.
Ладно. Ладно, давай, подожди. А?
Давай ты начинай.
Да нет, у тебя по плану, давай уже.
Hello, everyone. Today we have Valeria as our precious guest. Подожди.
Meanwhile, they're talking, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Valerie. I'm a designer and architect, and I'm pleased to be a guest on this podcast.
Нормально.
Тебе надо сначала.
Мне кажется, почему?
Не, отлично, хороший заход. Представляйся, давай. Пишись, поехали.
Я просто могу сказать, что hello, everyone.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everyone. And today here is Anna, Max, and Valerie. Типа договори, нет? Или ты хочешь, чтобы я сказала?
Ну да,
Да,
говори
окей.
уже.
Окей, давайте я начну.
Подожди.
Давай, продолжай, давай, собралась.
Today, everyone. And today we are here, Anna.
Today everyone.
Капец.
Нам 2
Тихо.
часа, пожалуйста. Set up of that project. I went to the maintenance office in the basement of that building. I literally blackmailed the guy. I said, I'm not going. You do whatever with me. I'm sitting here. I'm not leaving this office till you give me the number who is responsible. So he gave me the number of some high-end lady in Miraz. He said, but please don't tell anybody I gave it to you. I was like, okay, send it to me. I cannot send 056. I was like, seriously? So he secretly gave me that number. I called the lady and I said, my kid's 6 months without a homemade fill on the sandwiches from the shop downstairs. I cannot cook. Seriously, I had to do that.
I know you.
No, that one she would understand. I'm floating her. So I had to literally cry on the phone. And they said, okay, dear, don't cry. And after 3 months of that drama, I managed to cut off the pipe.
But is it a sort of rare case or does
Yeah,
it happen quite a lot often?
Well,
There is an opinion on the market that some designers who are using the subcontractors who are not within their team, they're sort of providing a worse job rather than ones dealing with their own team. Is it true? Does it make any sense? Or how would you appeal?
could you name designers that have their own team?
There are plenty on the market, and
Oh,
some
please
of
tell
them
me,
they're
give me one.
saying, right? Some.
Okay,
When
I
you
can say
approach a
that
certain people.
I handshake Obama and I was doing his villa on the Palm.
No, there are some designers,
I
they
can show
use
you
their
pictures
indoor
with me
teams.
and Obama right now.
Okay, what you want to say is that most of the designers, they work with outsourced team, right?
Of course. And
So how about those
The
who are
design
actually
architect-
proving that they have someone indoor, like always
No,
working
they
for their
don't.
projects on?
Unless it's a huge company, like we know few, doing
Yes.
the big renovation, they have in-house designer,
That's-
in-house team,
it's-
contractors,
It's all
and
the
so
way
on.
around. This is a fit-out companies that have indoor designers. It's not
Right.
designers that own a company that do the work for them, because it's a different type of license, a different capital. It's everything.
For the end user, for the client, does it make any difference working with
It
the
should
fit-out company or with the designer like you? Like how does it?
Fit-out, it doesn't make a difference for you to go to dermatologist or dentist.
Okay, there is a seller. He has a property, right? He wants to renovate it. He will go and approach fit-out company, and he will definitely approach some sort of private designer. What would be the difference? Most of people, they just don't understand the difference. So how would it work?
It's about the feeling. It's if you see in their designs.
I mean, there
in
is a
their
difference in
approach.
the quality, in the price, or what would be different this way?
I wouldn't say that there is a difference in the price of such, because in the given two fit-out companies that have indoor designers, even their prices can be different. So it's not about the price. It's either about, do you feel that inside connection or not? It's all about that. If you feel that you've been heard and you're comfortable, It doesn't matter whether it's fit out originally or a designer that has a third party contract.
So it's not a dentist and dermatologist, it's pretty much the same doctor, but different approach.
Well, in third world countries, one doctor will cure everything. Yes, with one knife, then yes.